All right, let's just get right into it. Have you ever just looked at your cat and wondered, what is actually going on in that little head of yours? Yeah, you are so not alone. Today, we're going to try and decode these baffling, beloved, and let's be honest, endlessly weird little creatures we live with. And I mean, how captivated are we, really? Get this. 26 billion with a B. That's how many views YouTube cat videos have racked up. We're literally spending billions of hours watching them pounce and cram themselves into boxes and just be, well, cats. It's safe to say we're a little bit obsessed. And yeah, you know exactly what behaviors I'm talking about, right? The ones that get all those clicks. That sudden pounce on absolutely nothing. Squeezing into a box that looks way too small. The super intense stalk of like a piece of lint. We've all seen it, and we've all been completely baffled. So that leads us to the big question, the one every single cat owner has asked themselves, probably while watching their cat try to scale the curtains for the 10th time. Why? Why do they do that stuff? Well, the answer, it turns out, isn't just because they're weird. Nope. The secret to understanding your cat is realizing they're basically running on ancient software. They're living by a code that was written millions and millions of years ago. It all goes back to their wild ancestors. And here's the key thing you gotta get. Every single cat, from a massive lion out on the savannah to your little fluffball Grizmo napping on the rug, is living a double life. Seriously. They've got the hardwired instincts of a stone-cold predator, but at the very same time, they've got the instincts of cautious, stealthy prey. They're both the hunter and the hunted, all wrapped up in one furry package. So, that's what we're gonna unpack today. We're gonna look at that duality. First, we'll dive into their inner hunter, then we'll check out their cautious prey side. After that, we tackle the mysterious purr. And we'll wrap it all up by seeing your home the way they see it. All right, first up, the tiny hunter. Let's dig into all those behaviors that seem so random, but are actually coming straight from their powerful ancient predator playbook. Okay, you know how your cat has to get to the highest point in the room, like the top of the bookshelf or the fridge? Well, that's not just them being a daredevil. Out in the wild, their big cat ancestors would climb up high to get a good look at their territory, to spot dinner, and to check for danger. Your cat isn't trying to be naughty, they're just clocking in for their shift as lookout. And their whole hunting strategy, it's pretty simple, really. Stalk, pounce, kill, eat. And this four-step plan, it explains so much of what they do all day. It's why they go absolutely nuts for a laser pointer or a feather wand. And it's also why they'd rather have a bunch of small snacks than two big meals. They're just following the ancient rhythm of a hunt. Which, of course, brings us to the big one, the furniture scratching. And I know it feels personal when they're shredding your brand new couch, but it's not. Think about it. In the wild, their claws are their essential toolkit for climbing, hunting, and defense. Scratching keeps those tools sharp, gives them a great full body stretch, and it even busts stress. Your couch is just the best substitute for a tree in their indoor jungle. Okay, so we've covered the tiny hunter, but that's only half the story, right? Now let's flip the coin and look at the cautious prey. This is the part of them that explains why they can completely vaporize the instant the doorbell rings. I bet this list looks pretty familiar. Cardboard boxes, laundry baskets, that tiny space behind the dryer. A cat's ability to pour themselves into these spots is frankly legendary. But it's not just a weird quirk. It's a top-tier survival skill. Out in the wild, the cats who were the best at hiding from things that wanted to eat them were the ones who got to live another day. Your cat is just a master of disguise. Ugh, you're gonna love this one. You know how picky they are about their litter box? How it has to be just so? Well, that's not them being a diva. That's a survival instinct. A clean, smell-free bathroom spot is way less likely to advertise their location to predators. So that stink eye they give a dirty box, that's actually ancient, life-saving wisdom at work. All right, so we've got the hunter and the hunted, but now it's time to tackle one of their most common and yet most mysterious behaviors of all. We think we know what it means when they purr, but trust me, it is so much more than just a happy sound. Yeah, when you think about it, the purr doesn't really fit neatly into the whole predator or prey thing, does it? I mean, sure, they purr when they're happy and content, but they also purr when they're scared or in pain or hungry. So what is really going on with that sound? Well, the clue, believe it or not, lies in physics. Scientists have actually measured the frequency of a cat's purr, and it almost always falls within this very specific range, between 25 and 150 hertz. And that number isn't just a random coincidence. Because, and this is the amazing part, that specific frequency range is known in therapeutic medicine to help promote tissue regeneration. We're talking about healing muscles and bones. So it's totally possible that when a cat is purring, it's literally performing its own biorepair. It's a low-energy way to heal. And who knows, maybe they're even helping to heal you. Okay, so let's put all these pieces back together. We've got the tiny hunter, the cautious prey, and now this little vibrating healer. It all starts to paint a picture of our homes from a totally different point of view, doesn't it? And this is really the main takeaway. Your nice, safe, cozy home, to your cat, it's a wild jungle. Being domesticated hasn't erased millions of years of evolutionary programming. So every pounce, every high-up nap, every weird obsession with a cardboard box, that's just their ancient survival instincts playing out, right there in your living room. Which brings us to one last, pretty wild question. If your home is their jungle, and they're this complex mix of ancient instincts, then in your cat's eyes, who are you? What part do you play in their daily drama of survival? Think about it. Are you just a big, weird, hairless cat that they have to put up with? Or maybe you're a really, really bad predator that they easily outsmart every single day. Or, and here's a fun one to leave you with, is it possible that deep down in their wild little heart, they think you're the prey? Definitely something to think about the next time your cat is just staring at you from across the room.